All right, so many months ago we started with the lab that created the idea of life being dynamic. So I'll come back to this in a second. All right, so all the models that we have done, all the figures you look at, the biggest problem with them is they are static models. They don't show action. Well, this is what the inside of a cell actually looks like. All the little bubbles are basically the vesicles. And so to keep you alive, right, whether it's making energy, whatever it is that's actually happening in your body right now, there's a hell of a lot keeping you alive, right? And so the two things that you're witnessing is number one, segregation, right? So as all the stuff in the cell is happening, if it was all running into each other, it would get really complicated. So how do you segregate? Well, in a body, you segregate using lipids. Well, that wasn't supposed to go up. Oh, well, I better talk quickly. So what ends up happening is you use a lipid because the body is water, which is polar, and the membrane has a nonpolar area. And so by having nonpolar area, you can segregate by putting something inside. And so putting things in a vesicle is the number one way. And so all the little bubbles are basically signaling, are all of the different things that your body is doing right now. So everything gets put in a vesicle and it goes to the various parts. And so already this is less active than every one of your cells is at all times. So your body gets surrounded by vesicles, by fatty membranes in order to segregate everything. So the big fatty bags are organelles, right? So your nucleus, your mitochondria, your various things that need to perform major functions at all times. And then vesicles are small little fat bags that get sent to do small things like deliver a protein, deliver a sugar, deliver something to somewhere. All right. And so what I ended up doing was obviously replacing that because I didn't want to use the antacid every single time with this, right? And so what it means to be life is dynamic is your cell, your body, it is in constant motion. Even when you're asleep, there is so much that is occurring in all of your cells because you're going through cellular respiration every single second of every day. You're making new proteins every second of every day. Sure, it slows down a little bit, but life is constantly dynamic. And so really try and maybe spend a moment, if it's asking you to do anything model related on one of the 8 free response questions, and say, okay, is this static model missing something important because life is dynamic? So model, life is dynamic. Model, life is dynamic. Try and think that and see if you need to add anything to your answer if it asks about modeling, because life is dynamic. Thank you for listening and good luck on the AP exam.